When I came to Ormoc for the first time in 1999, the only megastore in the city was the old Gaisano capital. It was the first mall in Ormoc, opened in 1996. In 2017, the building was completely destroyed in a fire. To date, Ormoc offers a variety of shopping malls. In this episode of Ormoc Revisited, we will visit Gaisano Riverside, SM Centre Ormoc, Robinson's Place Ormoc, and Chinatown Eastgate. The Gaisano family is a Chinese-Filipino family, prominent in the Philippine retail industry, particularly in the Visayas and Mindanao. The first Gaisano mall in Ormoc opened in 1996, and by the time it burned down, there was already a second Gaisano mall in Ormoc, Gaisano Riverside. That's the one I'm showing you now. This is the only mall that was already there when I was still married to my Ormocan wife. I've spent a lot of time here in those days, as well as in the old Gaisano downtown, and walking around here looks very familiar. SM Prime Holdings Incorporated, one of the largest integrated property developers in Southeast Asia, opened SM Centre Ormoc, its first mall in the Eastern Visayas, on the 19th of November 2018. It offers over 20,000 square meters of well-selected dining, shopping and entertainment options. The fact that Ormoc now has an abundance of malls shows clearly that the economic well-being of the city's population has improved significantly over the last 2 decades. Before the turn of the century, none of these malls would have survived, because there was simply no buying power among the people. Now we have these malls with stores that belong to international chains. Stores with brand names that Ormocanans could only have dreamed of 20 years ago. But this is not the only thing that shows an increased prosperity among the locals. When I first came here, there were hardly any private cars on the roads. The only cars you saw here were multicabs, buses, lorries and other corporate vehicles. Very few people had private cars, and even doctors, lawyers and other people with a higher social status would drive small Suzuki carriers that were imported from Japan after decades of service and patched up in the Philippines to look like new again. But the fact remained that you were driving an old car. I should know because I bought 2 of those over the years. Nowadays you can see many private cars on the roads of Ormoc, and not always the cheapest ones. I was stunned to see how many cars in excess of 40,000 euros are driving around here. Hey, you are still watching. Does that mean you like this video? Because if you do, why not give me a thumbs up? Or even better, subscribe if you haven't done so already. You know it is free. And if you'd like to share your thoughts or experiences, that's what the comment section is for. But please keep it constructive. And now, without further ado, I will let you continue watching. When leaving the city centre, you can find two more malls. This is the very big Robinson's Mall in Barangay Cugun. Situated on 114,000 square meters of land, Robinson's Place Ormoc is located on the Palo Carigara Ormoc City Road, making it very easy to reach via public or private transportation. Opened on the 19th of April 2018, it provides retail and leisure. At Robinson's, just like at SM Centre, you don't only find stores, but also cinemas and restaurants of all kinds. This too shows how life has improved for Filipinos over the last few decades. Whereas before, very few people could afford to eat out, more Ormocanans now have the money to go to restaurants to celebrate a birthday, a wedding anniversary, or just to have a night out. Also in Cugun is Chinatown Eastgate. The typical Chinese architecture will immediately attract your attention. In this 8,700 square meter development, only 32% is allocated rentable space. Chinatown Eastgate's building design promotes green and spacious outdoors for lifestyle and cultural activities. Seeing this video may have given you the idea that there's no more difference between Western life and life in the Philippines. But that is only a fata morgana. Not everything here is what it seems. There's still a lot of poverty among people. It may be less visible than before, but it is still there. For every Filipino with a nice car, there are still a lot who can't even afford a bicycle. For every Filipino who dines at a restaurant, there are so many more who survive on unpeeled rice and canned sardines. For every Filipino who buys new clothes in branded stores, there are those who can only afford used clothes. For every Filipino who can buy a nice house with all modern amenities, there's a majority who live in nipa huts. Today I have shown you the nicest side of the country's economy. Next time I will show you how the average Filipino lives. I will eat where they eat and shop where they shop. An episode of Ormoc Revisited you shouldn't miss. But for now, we will end in the more luxurious atmosphere of this episode, as I take Jonard and Nikki out for dinner to a not so cheap but very nice restaurant that has been newly renovated. Big Roy's Cafe is nicely decorated, and they serve a steak like you will rarely find in this area.
Subscribe to Danny Paul's channel. Please subscribe to Danny Paul's channel.